G'day, it's Brian from Live from the Lockdown Lounge. Welcome to our Saturday night show, Saturday night party. We have got an awesome guest for you tonight. I'm going to build the suspense a little bit. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the support that we have been getting. And we have a major announcement to make tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If I had a drum, I would give you a drum roll. Tonight we announce that we have an official sponsor, a major sponsor, who have come on board as of tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very, very grateful to announce that Cranbourne Music have come on board as our sponsor. Now, these guys are open. They are open for business, online and in-store. Now, their stores are Limbrook and Elizabeth Street City. We want you to go there. You'll see the link on all of our socials, all of our pages. We want you to go online or go in store. Cranbourne Music, thank you so much for sponsoring us. And just for those of you that are joining us for the first time, tell you a little bit about the concept that we have here. Essentially, Live from the Lockdown Lounge is here to support musicians, to support the industry, so that they can tell their story and sing a little song or two while they're doing it. We've had great support, like I said, and we really, really appreciate that. One of the things that we try to do every week is Brian's isolation tips. And so I've got an isolation tip for you. Okay, so if you're having trouble with social distancing, if you're not sure exactly how to go about that, flatulence is the key, okay? If you break wind, then you don't really have to do any of the distancing yourself. People do it for you, okay? It's like a 1.5 metre radius. I tried this. I tested this when I did the shopping at Coles this week. Breaking wind helps with social distancing. That's Brian's tip for the week. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're very, very excited to have this guy on the show. He is, without doubt, one of Melbourne's leading frontmen. I'm going to say one of Australia's leading frontmen. The world? Why not the world? Why not the world? I'm going to read you his bio here. Okay. He's been performing for over 25 years, over 3,500 gigs plus, to over 1 million people. He's counted every single one of them. He's corporate bands, tribute bands. He's performed in Australia's biggest bands. Now, this is going to give it away. He fronts Louie and the Party Boys. He fronts the Robbie Williams Experience. He's a certified vocal coach. He's a teacher, mentor, performance coach, a choir instructor. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the amazing Louie Lee Feltrin. Woo!
Hello! Thanks for having me. I'm very excited.
How are you, man?
It was a lot of it wasn't true, but that was a big rap. Thank you. Thank you very much.
What do you mean it wasn't true? I got it literally from your website, word for word.
Yeah, that's true. But when you said the choir thing, you kind of paused, which made me, you got to be choir. That's a bit sus. That's a bit, he looks after young people. Yeah, no, that's good. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. It's great to be here. Thank you.
You're very welcome, man. No, I was just impressed because I know how tough it would be to get a choir together. I didn't know that was another string to your bow, man.
Yeah, I actually missed it. I actually did it for quite a long time. I loved it, just teaching young people, and especially I was working at a couple of high schools and also Odyssey House, doing Odyssey there, which was really good. I really enjoyed it. And it was a bit of music therapy as well, which was something that I really liked and was involved in. So it was good fun. It was good fun.
Yeah. And, well, the other big thing on the rap sheet is 25 years fronting cover bands, and not just everyday cover bands. I mean, you've pretty much been at the top of the game for 25 years. I remember, in fact, coming to see you at the Storm Club in Dandenong.
The Storm Club. Now we're going back.
Yes.
Way back. Yeah, good times. Yeah. No, I know I look really young. I know you're probably saying, how does he do it? But let me tell you, kids, I'm old. There's some great things going on here.
Oh, yeah, look, and you know what? We're after 8 o'clock, so we can see your grey things if you want.
Good. I can say pubes. I can say pubes. Good. That's
you can all say pubes. We'll call it Saturday.
That's what we want you to do in isolation. Say pubes.
It's the Saturday Night Pube Show.
Saturday Night Pube Show. Get them out, kids. That's
Oh, man.
Didn't take long. Didn't to go downhill with me.
No. But that's okay. That we got to give the audience what they expect. You know, you and I. We got to do that.
We're going to talk about pubes. All right. Where do we begin?
Hey, last time I saw you, I was actually taking my son for a driving lesson down in Mornington. I heard, driving down the main street, I heard some great sounds coming from a pub, and I said to my son, let's park the car. I reckon that's Louie. Sure enough, there you were, Sunday afternoon, rocking it with Louie and the Party Boys.
Yeah, it was good fun. That was a good gig down there. Yeah, it's, still doing it, still having a crack. So you think I'd learn by now, wouldn't you? But it's still having a good time. It's it's been a long time, but I still enjoy. I don't do them as much as I used to, but I still really enjoy doing the pub shows. It's just nice, especially when it's a good venue. It's just nice to be, because you get that interaction, and it's just good to see people have a good time. It's just great to see people have a good time. And when they're into it, when they're happy and they're drinking and they're just having a good dance, especially Sunday afternoon gigs are always fun. I found that anyway. And, it's just really nice to see that. I enjoy them. I don't do them as much, but I still really enjoy them when I do, yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, you're known for your antics on stage and being, such a great front man that brings people in. But, one thing I noticed, I sat there for a good 45 minutes or so watching that. Your vocals are outstanding. Your chops are great, man.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I do try. To give. Yeah, no, thanks. I've worked really hard, because I found when I started, I didn't really appreciate the whole kind of being everyone's different, but I didn't really appreciate being a front man and being a vocalist, combining them together. I thought, I'll just jump around and all that, but doing that, I neglected it, and then I just went, no, I need to get better at this. And because I was inexperienced and also had really bad technique, I blew my voice out twice, had 2 operations, and through that went back and studied, went to some good vocal coaches and learned to make it part of my craft. So thank you, son. I appreciate that. Coming from a very good vocal, an extremely good vocalist as well. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You read that perfectly, just as I wrote it for you. Thank you, man.
No, thanks. I know I wrote it. It was on my hand.
Yeah. That's good. That's if that's the only thing that's in your hand when you're talking to me, I'm cool.
Yeah. It is after 8 o'clock, kids.
Hey, man. So the concept of this show is obviously a little bit of music, but to tell stories. And thank you so much for coming on and supporting us with this. And so we always start the night off with a little song, and then we get the heavy chat. So so you're going to sing a song for us now. Tell us what this song is and why you chose it.
Okay. It's just this. I'm a massive Beatles fan. Growing up with my brother was a big Beatles fan, and he's a lot older than me. And I had no choice, so he beat me up. So I had to sort of, you're liking the Beatles, crack. And I just one of the songs that played, and I did this song a lot with my students, and I did a lot with the choirs that I did. And it's just a beautiful song. And I think maybe because what everyone's going through, not just us. Personally, recently I had a acquaintance of mine, a very good acquaintance, passed away. And so this song just came to me when I was thinking about him. So I just thought it'd be a nice sort of thing to do for tonight, and hopefully it'll be something that people can reach. It's obviously Let It Be by the Beatles, and we're in a situation now that there's nothing we can do. We just have to sit tight and hang on and wait and be patient, which is really hard for people like us, musicians, artists, to be, because we're not very patient people, to be patient. And this song's it's grounding for me, and I hope that people enjoy it and they'll get grounding with it too.
I'm sure they will, man. That's a beautiful sentiment, and we need that. We need that sort of calming sentiment at the moment, because everyone's a little bit on edge, and again, there's a lot of stuff that's out of our control. We've just got to let it be and get through it. And so it's a great sentiment, and it's a beautiful song. One of the first songs that I ever learnt too. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Louie Lee Feltrin singing the Beatles' Let It Be.
If you have a lighter, cigarette lighter. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. It's the church bit, because it is Easter. Hear the guitar, folks? Let it be, oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. The night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Namaste.
Woo!
You reckon?
That was great, man.
Hey, kids, don't drink before you sing. Don't have anything to drink before you sing. All right? Water is great. Not coffee, not alcohol. All right? Just no. Anyway.
Man, hey, our audience understands that the whole spirit of this is live from the Lockdown Lounge. So it's in the lounge room. It's not about big production values. It's just raw, and it's just you pouring out your heart, which is exactly what you did, and we love
man.
it. We love it.
I appreciate it. I can't help it when sometimes I get to it. I start singing. I try to be really focused, and I'll go, "Hang on, let's be silly."
Yeah. I know. I'm the master of daggy dancing, and I can't sing a ballad without doing a. Yeah.
Yeah, so something comes over you. It's like, hang on a minute, what? Yeah.
We are kindred spirits, my friend. We are.
Yes, we are, my friend. Give it a real.
Hey, I'm going to take a chance to mention our sponsors. We got a sponsor. Can you believe that?
Hey!
I mean,
thank you, Cranbourne Music.
Cranbourne Music. And obviously they are out to support the music industry as well. And they've seen the spirit of what we're doing. And so we are so grateful. So Limbrook Store and Elizabeth Street Store, City, Cranbourne Music. The most important thing is that they are open. And so I guess, there's lots of people that are thinking about, what are they going to do while they're in lockdown for the next 6 months? How about learn an instrument?
Yeah,
Why
go
not?
buy some equipment, learn an
Buy some
instrument. It's the best
equipment.
thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the musos out there, jump on the Cranbourne Music website,
Mm.
check out all the deals on offer, and tell them live from the Lockdown Lounge send you. Why not?
Yes, that's a great idea. And thank you for sponsoring. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. Hey, this is our supposedly the heavy chat. Doesn't have to be particularly heavy if you don't want it to be. We can take it.
Should I undress? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, that's a heavy in a different direction. I didn't say heavy petting. I just said heavy.
Oh, sorry. That sound is, sorry.
Yeah. I get 2 syllables. But we talk a little bit about the dreaded COVID-19 and how it's affected, and we always ask our artists, I guess how it hit them so quickly, and what was the real-time effect it had on you with gig cancellations, and when you realised that shit, this is serious, man.
Yeah, I actually heard about a friend of mine who works in China and travels back and forth, mentioned it to me around Christmas that there was this problem in China that was growing, and he was really concerned about it, and there's no cure. And I'm like, oh, yeah, and we take it for granted. We kind of go, oh, yeah, because it hasn't hit us and it didn't affect us. And he kind of mentioned it a few times while just chatting with him. And, yeah, and it was like, oh, yeah, no big deal, we'll be fine here. They'll find something. And then as it grew and become a real problem, especially in Europe and now in the States, I was like, oh, yeah, this is getting serious. And then when it hit here and hit here heavily, and everyone was – it felt like you were – I don't know how it felt to other people or yourself, but to me it felt like I was almost in a movie. It felt surreal. It felt surreal when you saw people stopping work, people not going to work. It's the constant thing on every conversation. I mean, that's such
a good point. I mean, we've never been through a situation like that where the whole world has stopped. Economies have stopped, travel have stopped, airlines, all of that. So, yeah, it is surreal because we've got nothing to compare it to. It's like, I reckon that there hasn't even been a science fiction movie that has dared to play out the storyline that we're living through at the moment.
Yeah, no, we can't. I don't think yet it's hit as much emotionally as it will for a lot of people, or even for people like ourselves. I think we're all looking for that silver lining and hoping for it, and that's how we should be. But it is a very tragic thing that's happened, and it's given everyone pause. Like you talk to people that know nothing, elderly, kids. It's on everyone's lips, and everyone knows about it, and it's scary, and people are scared. And when it hit us, because I was working full time at the time, the whole industry. It was like watching that Infinity Gauntlet. What is that Avengers thing when that guy clicks his fingers and the whole world? It was like that was a click and everything stopped. It was like gigs, entertainment was gone, and there was no like, oh, hang on, what happened? What? It was like, nah, that's it. And that it really freaked me out for a little bit. I was actually quite taken. I was actually in a little bit of a shock for a few days with it because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, well, you it's a sort of double whammy for you because obviously it stopped all your gigs, but you also work in the industry during the day as well, don't you?
Yeah. I changed careers about 2 years ago, and through that ended up working at Crown Casino and being one of the major event places, capital for Australia, and especially Melbourne. And it was the whole place just went into meltdown. And everyone was talking about it. People were losing, obviously being stood down. People that have been there for years. I heard staffs talking how they've never been on the dole. They wouldn't even know what to do. I mean, you look at it, I think it's 7,000 staff that were affected. And it's just not just us. It's all the ALH venues, the pubs, the RSLs, which and it's funny because people will be saying, oh, we've got to shut them down and totally agree with them. But they don't. A lot of the times I think they were forgetting what those venues and places mean to people, because they're not just the venue where you gamble or you drink. They're also a venue where you can connect. And that connection, especially for some of the elderly that go to the RSLs or go play the pokies or go sit there and do stuff, a lot of that, it's not because they're there because they're gambling. They're there because that's their only source of connection with the community, with talking to other people. And to lose that connection is really difficult. Really difficult.
Yeah, well, that's such a good point. I mean, you play regularly at the Groove Bar at at Crown, and I've been in there a couple of times when you guys have played, and it's absolutely packed. And that connection, not only the connection within the audience, but the connection that you as the frontman and the band have with the audience. And I know that you've got a lot of regulars that come and see you there. And to your point, all of a sudden that social outlet is gone. And so it's such an impact, for mental health, I guess, on both sides of the fence.
For sure, and I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of people forget, or they don't want to admit yet. They're still dealing with that because humans, we are connection. We're human beings, Everything's about connecting, and through music, that's the biggest form of connection. I mean, sport is one thing, but music is so personal. Music, and it can affect people in so many different ways. And it's similar to yourself when it comes to sort of presenting that music into a live environment. It's all about getting those people together to connect in a unified way. And where that goes, and I think people are seeing it now, it's very heavy. It's very hard to go, okay, what do we do now? But the great thing is that we're home. We're not like taken somewhere and moved somewhere. We're still home. And what I'm loving is seeing a lot of artists now do stuff live, what you're doing, performing, doing stuff online just to keep reaching out. And I think it's also for their own mental health as well, which is really important because it's not just for the people that they're playing to, but for themselves as artists. I mean, to have that, continue to have that release and to have that connection with the audience and with people that like your voice or like your style or whatever. And it's really important to have that and continue to have that through this time.
Yeah, great point. Yeah, we as artists need that outlet, don't we? It's not just about the money. It's about that connection and about expression. And you all of a sudden you don't have that, and it's you can feel a little lost. So on that, you know so many people within the industry, so many musos and artists. Have you been able to connect with them, and how do you feel that others are coping with it?
Everyone is coping with it very differently. Some people are really taking it in their stride, have embraced it and said, you know what, while I'm home, I'm going to work on the house, or I'm going to do those odd jobs, or I'm going to, go make sure I'm really focused on my music and be really creative. I know a few people that are really struggling. I've been struggling a little bit with it. It's lucky that I have certain other interests outside of music. I think that's important to have, especially doing things so it takes your mind away from it. But there are people that I know that have been struggling with it. I'll just keep talking to them. I'm sending them texts, you're ringing them up. And sometimes just to ring them up, just not even to talk about it, just to say g'day or crack a joke. I think through humour, I love to laugh. So through humour, I find that it can soften it a bit. And if you let them know that there's laughter and that they're thought about, which I found, especially from my background doing a lot of music therapy and working a lot with kids, kids that are disconnected. I did a lot of that in the past. And you find that now's the time when I feel like I need to do a lot more of it with people that I know. But in saying that, I actually need it as well. I need it too. It's like a thing that I need to. It's a reflection on myself, because I feel like that if I don't get it, I'm concerned what my mental health will be like in not really for today, but for tomorrow. What happens in 6 months? If fingers crossed, it's all good. But if that's still sitting in the back of your mind, it could become a problem. So I think talking, connecting with people, getting online, chatting with your mates, and doing things outside as well. Like obviously the weather's changing now, so it's hard to get outside. But reading, working around the house, doing I know a mate that started doing Lego. He actually went out and bought massive, he did. He bought massive like spaceships and Star Wars Lego stuff, and he's been doing that with his family, and it's been such good therapy for him. So whatever works, man, whatever works.
Exactly. Yeah. And look, it's been a consistent message from all of our guests is to reach out to people. Yeah. And I know that's what you're saying there as well, is just to pick up the phone, reach out to all your networks, all your friends, and just let them know you're thinking of them.
Sure.
It certainly can't hurt, and it's great. It's brave that you've sort of said yourself that you're struggling a little bit, or you're struggling with the potential of the longevity of it, and I think it's really good. It's important to be vulnerable, because if you try and hide that stuff, it just sort of festers, doesn't it?
For sure it does. And also, as men, as blokes, especially Aussie blokes, we don't like to talk about stuff like that. It's not the footy way, and we try to we shield a lot of that, and we were not brought up. I wasn't. My background, we weren't brought up to show that and to express that. Whereas now I think it's important that it's okay to just go, you know what, I'm not feeling good about this. I might take a time out, and it's okay to have a bad. You can have a bad day. It's fine. It's just, if you're having a string of bad days, that's when you need to reach out. Or if you don't hear from your mates or from people that you know within the industry, even if they're just, someone that you kind of know and you chat with once a blue moon, even a general text, even just a group text to say, hey, if anyone needs me, I'm here, I'm having a laugh, send them a photo of your feet. I don't know, whatever can get a reaction.
Well, I can send a photo of my foot.
Even better.
It's about a foot. Yeah.
There you go. Hello. Cut that. But you know what I mean? So that will just create engagement. I think that's what's really important, that it doesn't matter what you're trying to say. If you can create that dialogue, that engagement, like I said, if it's funny, if it's political or whatever, if it's engagement, and then you can talk to them, and then if it opens some doors that you can connect, go for it, that's what I've been doing anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, look, you know what? I'm putting out the call right now to all of our viewers that are watching this live stream tonight on a Saturday night, and it's probably just gone around about 8:30. Now, I want you all to get on the stream and send Louie your love. Say, I love you, Louie, okay? We want everybody to send the love. Send the love. And look, just touching.
Not just to me. Send it to all of us, mate. Because we all.
Yeah. But for you, this show's about you tonight, so we're going to send the love to you.
And as it should be. I mean, look at me. I'm fabulous.
You are beautiful, man.
It'll run.
Yeah, moisturising has done you wonders, my friend. Yeah.
Hey, my goodness.
So on that point, so we offer a sort of an e-commerce platform to all of our artists. We offer them the opportunity, if they're really struggling, to get our audience to contribute. Now, you decided you didn't want to take up that option, but you would prefer that our audience just contribute to Beyond Blue.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, look, if you got $5, $2, whatever you can, if you see, if you go shopping, you see a tin somewhere, or if you know about it, jump online, send them $5. I think,
Just on that, Louie, we've got the Beyond Blue website on our website, lockdownlounge.live, and so people can find it there, find the link, and they can donate there.
That's great. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you. And that's all it's about. It's just, that little bit helps, because a lot of those people work volunteer work, which was something that I've done, and it's volunteer work, and it's you don't understand sometimes just that connection of a phone call, what it can do to someone who's struggling or really in a dark place, to be able to pick the phone up and ring and speak to someone that says, hey, I'm here, we can talk. And they need funds, they need that funds to keep that system going, to keep those counsellors there, to keep it interactive and engaged with the community abroad, everywhere, not just in what we do, but across the board. And I think that's, being artists and being musicians, I think we've also got to remember that there's bar staff, cleaners, electrical people, production people, people, PAs, roadies, the guys that deliver the equipment, the guys that deliver the alcohol, the people that, especially the staff that work in venues, the TAB staff, the bar staff, they're all out of work. Yeah. They're all out of work, and we're up. Sometimes we forget we're up there doing our thing, and that there's this army of people behind us that are also affected by this, and sometimes it's good to take a pause and what, instead of worrying about what I'm doing, think about the greater people that need it. That some cleaner that now has lost total income and doesn't know where to turn, has a family to feed, still waiting on that Centrelink money to come through, might need that phone call, might want to reach out, and that's what it's about for me anyway.
Good man. Great sentiment, mate. Hey, so talking about gigs now, in the intro, I spoke about the fact that you've been gigging for 25 years. And I've seen you recently, and you still love it, man. You're still up there doing your thing. You're still wearing your waterproof pants. I got to know why the waterproof pants. In all the primers, I said we're going to ask questions, and I want to get into your waterproof pants. What's going on?
Hey, you can get into them, let me tell you that. But I mean, we've all had stuff spilt on us, haven't we, at a venue? No, I mean, look, I
the inside and the outside.
Hello, thanks. I hate driving to gigs. I hate leaving gigs. I hate going out late. But I actually struggle being around crowds and people. I really do. But when I'm on stage and I'm there, I think, well, if I'm here, I make the most of it. And I just like making people smile, and that's what's kept me going. I mean, I don't think I'm that good, quite honestly. But I mean, if people
come on, man, you're awesome.
Nah, seriously.
You don't last 25 years at the top of the game without being pretty damn good.
Let me tell you, it's all tricks. It's all trick photography. It's all smoke and mirrors, kids. Let me tell you, it's all smoke and mirrors. Nah, and I'm just happy to make, just if I can get people to have a good time. I love it when, you're just singing a song or you're doing something and you see people having a laugh and enjoying themselves and jumping on the dance floor or sitting at the bar and just smiling. And that's what it's about to me, I mean, that's what it's about. It is,
and you've done some crazy things on stage. Like you've had popcorn machines, you've ridden little tricycles, you've had megaphones, you've had tutus. I mean, tell me some other stuff. You've done it all on stage.
Yeah, I had a fairy floss machine. I had a microwave. I used to cook party pies, and that got shut down real quick. I had a mini bike. The mini bike was fun until I rode it off and went into the sidewall of the stage and broke all the. And anyway, it was a lot of money, but a lot of fun. We've had tents. We had a golf thing, bowling. I used to have live, which you don't do this at home, kids. I used to have live animals. Just to bring chickens and stuff, and then I got in big trouble for that. And then
we've got gig chicken coming up, so that's a great segue. Great segue, my friend. Keep going.
Yeah. And then I got in trouble for that, and so we had to get blow up dolls, blow up animals. So we used to have that.
Are we just talking about your bed? Are we just talking about your bedroom, or are we talking about on stage here?
Shh, my wife's watching.
Okay. Hi, Mrs. Louie.
Hi, Mrs. Louie. So anyway.
Oh man, so yeah, I mean, you have literally done it all on stage, and so the acts that you're currently fronting at the moment, tell us a little bit about them.
I've been doing Louie and the Party Boys now for I think all pushing up to 14 years, something like that now. So that was great coming out of a cover band that was quite big in some mid to late 90s and the early 2000s, which was a band called Crazy House, which was a lot of fun. Did the whole original thing, got signed, got dumped, got signed again, got dumped, which is makes you feel. Did all that, and then so doing the band at the moment. But what I've decided to do is from Louie and the Party Boys is keep it going. But when we all come out of this lockdown and the venues reopen, I'm going to basically launch a new band, a whole new.
Whoa! Is this an exclusive to Life?
Yes, it is exclusive. Wow.
Man, we did it. We got sponsors and we've got exclusive. I feel like a newsbreaker. The next step for me is CNN. Fake news.
Fake news, kids. So yes, I've got to start a new project, a new band. I've got some fantastic new lineup. Kept some of the guys from original band from Party Boys in. So that'll be something really exciting about. So are you ready for the name?
I am ready for the name. Hit us.
Okay. It is the Rude Astronauts Club.
The Rude Astronauts Club. You've heard it first, ladies and gentlemen, on Live from the Lockdown Lounge.
You heard it here, kids.
The Rude Astronauts Club. So can we have a little bit of insight into that name?
Well, basically, I just wanted it to be something that is unified, like a club, a gang, a group of people. And I don't want it to be about I want it to be about everyone encompassing all the musicians in the band and something so that way people come and see the show, whether it's at a corporate event or at a venue, it's something that they can relate to. Oh, that look what that guitarist is doing, look what the vocalist is doing, look what the drummer's doing, or the keyboard player, whatever. It's just something that encompasses, and I want it to be a club, and I wanted to bring it back to being something that is about musicality, but also a night out. I want it to be a night out. Great. So that way, it's people not just dancing on the dance floor, the people right at the back of the venue that are having a drink and just enjoying themselves, watching the stage, and it's a night out for them. So it's an event. So they they're not just going to a venue, they're going to see an act at a venue. And I think that's kind of a little bit missed at the moment. There's a lot of acts at the moment which are brilliant, but there are a lot of them, they're just, you go to certain venues and those venues don't provide that entertainment because they just haven't got the bands. They don't want bands. They just don't want them. So hopefully with this new act, it'll be something that will create and get that energy back up and give more work to everyone.
Well, given your track record, I have no doubt that it's going to be awesome and it's going to be entertaining. If you're fronting, it's going to be entertaining. So just that name again, the Rude Astronauts Club.
The Rude Astronauts Club.
The Rude Astronauts Club.
It has Brett McKay, Sam McNeach, Karina Chavez, who is one of the best vocalists, female vocalists I've ever heard or performed with, and she's an absolute nutbag and she's brilliant. Rhys Gordon on guitar, amazing singer, guitar player. Brett's an amazing drummer, Sam's an amazing bass player. It's just going to be great musos, great fun. We're going to do different songs, totally different material that is just going to be things you wouldn't. My hope is that when we do Pina Colada, do you let Pina Colada, that goes off because it's one of those songs I've always wanted to sing. I've been too scared to sing. So I'm just hoping it works and people don't throw things at me, which they do. So I'm just hoping that they don't and they enjoy that. It's just going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it.
Man, it sounds good. I look forward to seeing that. It's there's another thing we can all look forward to coming out of this whatever lockdown period is the Rude Astronauts Club. And like while we're on that, where can people go to any of your socials or website if they want to keep a track on any announcements or anything that's coming up? Where can people find you?
They can find us at louieandthepartyboys.com. Also on all the socials, Louie and the Party Boys on Insta, Facebook, Twitter. But it's mainly louieandthepartyboys.com. Also my own page, louielee.com. But it's more about the Party Boys page. You find all the announcements, and through that, we'll be launching the new website and the whole new act, which should be ready to go hopefully in a few days. It should be up and ready to go. So.
Wow, exciting stuff. Well, thank you for giving us the exclusive here at Live from the Lockdown Lounge, man. That's
thank you.
Another gift you've given us. Thank you, man. Well,
thanks.
No worries. Look, that was the heavy talk. So we're going to do another little song now.
Oh, okay.
So you've chosen another one, and I know this is another project that you work on that has been incredibly successful for you. So tell us a little bit about this song.
Okay, obviously it's Angels by Robbie Williams, which is his biggest hit, which was released 3 times in Australia but never charted, and now everybody knows it. It's amazing. I was lucky enough. I'm lucky enough to have a little bit. I don't see it, but I'm lucky enough to look a little bit like someone who's very successful.
I see it. I see it.
I see more of a Woggy Williams. But look, I'm just lucky enough to look like a guy that's very popular and very successful and sings. And I was lucky enough to be asked to do a show, and through that, I wasn't keen on doing it, but through that, it exploded, and it's been doing it ever since. This song's become part of my whole thing now, my whole repertoire, whether it's corporate covers, weddings, bar mitzvahs, whatever it is that people ask you to do it. This has become part of one of my songs now, and I actually really enjoy singing. It's a beautiful song. So I hope you guys enjoy it too. And it's a great meaning too. It's a good meaning, and it means a lot of things for different people. But it's just a beautiful song about finding a place to love yourself and love what's around you as well, the spirits and everything else. So.
Man, looking forward to it. You do look like him. You sound like him. You sing amazingly. Ladies and gentlemen, singing Angels by Robbie Williams, our very own Louie. Take it away, Louie.
I silhouette towards an angel, contemplate my fate. They know the places where you go when we're free and old. 'Cause I have been told that salvation, that's their wings unfold. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel the love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. And through it, oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. Down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I hope the life won't break me. When it comes to call, she won't see. I'm loving angels instead. When I'm feeling weak and my pain walks down on one-way street, I look up at the and I know I'm alone in endless with love. And as the feeling grows, it brings flashing in my bones. When love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. Sing on and through it, oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. And down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know the life won't break me. When it comes to call, she won't see. I'm loving angels instead. Now, if you are home, give someone a cuddle. Wherever you are right now, hug someone. If you're by yourself, just grab your own boots. Just grab your own boots. Because you gotta feel them. They're awesome. And they're yours. And they're free. It's Saturday night. You can't go out. Grab your tits. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Sing it. You're at home right now, sing along. You're outside, sing louder. Stop the neighbors up. Oh, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. Down the waterfall, wherever it may take me, I know the love will break me. When it comes to call, I'm loving angels instead. Ah! Just the teaser, just the teaser.
Yes, unbelievable, unbelievable. Well done, man. Hey, I love the grab your boobs solo. I have never heard Robbie do that, but he should. He should.
No,
do
he does.
That.
He actually does. He actually tells everyone to grab. Well, he does to me. When I'm at his concerts, he does. Louie, grab you. I'm not trying to grab the people, but I'll get thrown out. So.
I know. I had so much fun with my own breasts just now that I've never had before.
We've all got them. We've all got them.
And they're free. They're free.
They're free.
Oh man, that was fun, and I love the rowing as well on the chair. That's.
I got one of those wheelie chairs. My kid gave it to me, and I just shouldn't have grabbed it because now I'm kind of fidgety. As you can see, I can't keep still. So it's like someone got ants in my pants. It's like I can't. Anyway, I'll stop now.
Don't stop. Don't ever stop, man. That was good. Hey, one of our most popular segments on this show is gig chicken, and so for people that don't quite understand what gig chicken is, we explain this every week. So if you play a lot of corporate gigs, cover gigs, birthdays, 21st, You always get chicken, and it's
Always.
variations of chicken. It's roast chicken, it's fried chicken, it's boiled chicken. Tell us some other variations of chicken we get, Louie.
Baked chicken, chicken schnitzel, chicken pie, which is terrible. Chicken lasagna, don't ever try it, mate. It's all your chicken salad. Who wants a salad?
Who does that? Well, yeah, so this is why we call this segment Gig Chicken. Do you want to play Gig Chicken, Louie?
I'm excited to play. Come on.
Let's play Gig Chicken. Roll the sting. Wow, that was the sting, and every time we say that that some chickens were harmed during the making of that sting emotionally. Okay,
I don't care for chickens.
you don't. I hope you don't. I hope you don't. I hope you don't do that to chickens.
No, I love chickens. That's how you check. I love them.
Check their temperature. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Louie, you are playing Gig Chicken. The first question in Gig Chicken is, what is the best gig you've ever played?
Ooh. Best gig was 2016. I think it was. We did the Footscray New Year's Eve outdoor event, which was it's the biggest one. I think you've done that as well. It's the biggest one just outside of the city, outside of Melbourne. And I mean, I've done some events elsewhere, but that one, it was an early finish, which is great. It was finished at 10:30, and I was home by 11:15. It was great. But yeah, just a great crowd. Yeah, it was. I think it was something like 22,000 people. It was amazing, and we just had everything just worked. It was a great gig. Yeah, it was one of my favorite. I got my son up on stage to do Angels with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And your son, and speaking about your son Joel, he is a muso. He's a very
Sorry.
That's all right. Things are getting crazy in here. This was always going to happen. Hey, that's ladies and gentlemen, we've just lost Louie for a moment. He's playing around with his camera. Don't worry, he'll be back real soon. That's okay, man. That's okay.
Edit it. Edit it. Just edit it, mate. Don't worry about it. Just edit it.
It adds to the charm and the authenticity of the show. You know.
Sorry. I'd like to apologise to the sponsors. I have no idea what happened. Because we're talking about harming chickens, the stand went.
It happens. Well, we harm chickens. Yes, we were talking about your son Joel, who is an accomplished muso, and I've seen some stuff online. He's doing some original stuff. He's a great little drummer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's he's on his way, which is great. And he's not because he's my kid, but he's also he understands music. He loves it. He's actually becoming a very good drummer. He's on his way to being a very good drummer. Totally against my wishes. I didn't want him to be a drummer. I mean, who wants a drummer in their house? He's loving it. He loves being a part of the industry. He loves talking to musicians, and luckily he's met some great guys to mentor him, and got some great teachers as well. And yeah, if he stays on this track, I think he'll do okay out of it. I really believe he'll do okay.
Yeah.
And he's when I meet his father, real father, I'll be telling him that he's just a good kid, which is great too. So he's just a good kid, you know. He's not like me. No way.
You're a funny man. Okay, so that was question 1 of Gig Chicken, and you answered that all correctly. Okay, question number 2, Gig Chicken. Weirdest gig you've ever played?
The weirdest gig I played was in Sydney for a very wealthy family. They told me I was going to do 2 songs for a lady's 40th. They were all dressed up as Spice Girls. Then I found out that they weren't ladies, if you know what I mean. And
I do know what you mean.
So I ended up doing I think I ended up doing 2 hours to the DJ, just sing along with the DJ. And it was one of the most, talk about surreal, it was the most weirdest gig I've ever done. They had a guy come bring in a goat, and I kid you, I bring in a goat and just walk around with the goat. Just walk around with the goat. I don't know. Just walk around the goat. It was
Right.
And why shouldn't there be more goats at gigs? There should be more goats at gigs.
Yes. There should be more goats at gigs and less goats in my bedroom.
That's right. So that was weird. That was one of the, and that was that was a while ago now, but that was one of the most weirdest, but also funniest gigs I've ever done. Because when I eventually write a book, that's chapter 1, the goat gig.
And just to be clear, the real Spice Girls are ladies, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But
Okay. Cool.
So. I waste a lot of time as a team.
Okay. You're winning Gig Chicken at this stage. So well done. You're playing very, very well. Question number 3, Gig Chicken. Last time you were nervous?
5 seconds ago.
Oh.
No, that's why I use humour a lot, because I get nervous a lot. So I use humour all the time to mask it. I get nervous all the time. Yeah.
But
gigs.
But it transforms into this really good energy for you, though, doesn't it? Because
I hope it's good.
It's good. It's good. You harness it well and you channel it well.
Thank you. Now you know why I wear waterproof pants.
Now, finally, I got the answer.
Now you understand.
I understand. Okay, all right.
There's a method to the madness.
Okay. And do you ever sing Yellow River? No. All right. Question number 4, Gig Chicken. Most requested song?
Jesse's Girl and now it's Horses.
Oh.
Horses, definitely, no matter where you go.
Yep.
And it used to be Better Man, Pearl Jam. Better Man, now it's Horses. And Jesse's Girl, probably very close. Very close. Yep. And let me tell you, I can't stand either of them.
Yeah. But you never know.
Great songs, but yes, they just get them, it's just too much. It's too much, people. It's too much.
Yes, you're flogging a dead horses. That's what you're doing. And but you know what? You would never know, because when you perform it, you look like you're singing it for the first time. That's the art of frontmanship, isn't it?
It's the art of bullshit. When they say you've got to fake it till you make it, kids.
That's it. Okay. Gig Chicken, question 5. Most famous person you've met or performed for?
Robbie Williams.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Did a show. Well, I've done, this was just weird. This is a while back now, I think around just after 2005, 7, probably 2007, his way back tour. Then he was in Perth, and I was lucky enough to be staying at the same hotel while he was performing a corporate event. And he was staying at that hotel just doing a concert. Yeah.
Wow.
Very similar. Yeah. 25, 30,000 people, 200 finance bankers. And he came down with his entourage, watched it, absolutely hated what I did. Then came down and then we were hanging at the bar. He came hang with us, wouldn't talk to me, talked to everyone else but me.
Oh, no.
And one of the most weirdest nights of my life. But all I wanted to do was just say, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that was weird. But recently, actually, better than that, I met my childhood hero, Brian Cannon from Pseudo Echo.
Oh, wow, from Pseudo Echo, yes.
I met him a few weeks ago. And gentleman, great muso, beautiful human being, and just salt of the earth. And that was, for me, that was my moment, meeting him. But I've sort of run cross paths, but I'd actually sit and chat with him. And that was, Brian Cannon over Robbie any day.
Yeah. So you got dissed by Robbie. That's hilarious. And yeah, but you just, what you can say, hey man, I'm making money from
it's all right.
From you.
That was back in the day when he was on certain things. Being a cheeky British boy as he is. But anyway, I don't think he would have. I think Elvis could have sang that night. He would have probably been a little bit. I don't know. It was just one of those. I just went. All right, I'm not gonna. It is what it is.
Well, it gives me great pleasure to announce that, Louie, you have won Gig Chicken. Roll the sting.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. You played it perfectly. Your answers were all correct. Hey, man, you have been everything that we had hoped and expected you to be tonight on the show.
Thank you.
So much fun, so much energy, and I know that our audience would have loved to have got a little bit of an insight into to how you tick and what you're thinking and feeling at the moment, which is really the spirit of what this show is all about. And of course,
Sure.
to hear you belt out a few tunes. Now, I know that you know this guy. We've got coming up on Tuesday night one of Australia's and definitely one of Melbourne's sought-after drummers, Christian Nativo, is going to be playing a few songs for us, giving a little bit of insight from his side of town. And you know him, you know Christian, don't you? Yeah,
a beautiful human being, an amazing drummer, virtuoso. Really can play. His style is across everything. Right, and my son's teacher as well.
There you go. Yeah, I did not know that. I did not know that. Fantastic.
And just a great drummer, great person, great to have in gigs. Sometimes the good thing is when you got great people around you, it makes the gig a lot better, makes the hang better, the band room environment better. And Christian's one of those guys. As soon as you know he's at your show or at your gig and he's going to be drumming for you, you already know you have a great night. Because one he's a total professional. Professional. So yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, no, wonderful human and very, very professional. And so, really looking forward to chatting to him Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Now, we won't let you go just yet. We have a closing segment, which is coping with lockdown. And each week we bring some funny videos of how people are coping with lockdown. So this one is a little video from the UK, a gentleman showing how he's going to cope with lockdown. Now, you've got to watch this carefully right to the end, and you just see the punchline just right at the very end. So we'll throw to the video, Coping with Lockdown.
Well, here we are, day 5 of lockdown. I think I'm okay. I've got food over there. I've got plenty of food in the fridge, all stocked up, just in case lockdown goes on. I've got some bread. Check this cupboard. Yep, plenty in there. I've managed to borrow a PlayStation 4, so we've got Gran Turismo, so that's going to keep us busy there. Lights are on, heating's on, it's all good. I've got plenty drink in the cupboard. I'll just light that up, there we go. Plenty drink in the cupboard, so we should be okay with that. And I think I'm going to get through lockdown without too much concerns.
Now we're here to say goodnight. I'm trying to read what that says. Make it
if you want it, social distancing, wear this. Social distancing.
So flatulence and that hat will, yes, everyone will stay away from you.
I base my life on the teachings of Larry David, and I'm telling you now, walk around with this. No one comes near. No one wants to come near. You're doing your thing. No one's talking to you. It's fantastic.
How great is this season of Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I love it. Massive fan. Love it. I'd said if he was a guru, I'd follow him around the world. I would sum up everything and join his cult.
No, he is fantastic. I love that show too. Now, before we let you go, we just want to thank our sponsors one more time. Huge support from these guys, and we're so appreciative. Cranbourne Music, ladies and gentlemen, like we said, they are open. They are buzzing. They are ready for business. So you can go online or you can go in store. It's a Lynbrick store or the Elizabeth Street City store. Just go and say good day. Tell them the guys from Live from the Lockdown Lounge sent you. Please go in, support them like they are supporting our industry. It would be great. So, Louie, thank you again so much for joining us. You've been a fabulous guest. It's been great fun chatting with you. Any last messages for the people out there? Any last messages of hope or whatever it may be? What would you like?
Honestly, just if you can, get outside. Get outside and go for a walk. Walk your pet, your dog, walk your partner. You know, just get outside and go for a walk. And don't look down. When you walk, don't look down. Look up. Look, it's so important. People always walk and they just look up and see the birds, the trees, see the sky. Look up and get outside. get some air, go for a walk. That 1 hour of exercise that the government's telling you to do is so important. And don't even look at it as exercise, because you can exercise anywhere. Just look at that escape, that 1 hour, and get outside and walk and just walk around, clear your head and just look up. It's so important to look up. Don't look down. Trust me, when you're walking, looking down, you're just looking at concrete, looking at dog shit. Look up, look at the sky, and just get out there. And if you walk past someone, say g'day to them. Just say g'day. It's the simplest thing to do is just to smile at them. And even if they're wearing one of these, just smile at them, and just you'll find that, and it means the world to you. And it might be something so small for you, but the person you're smiling to might mean the world to them. It might make a difference. So just get outside, go, and believe in the hope, and believe this will get through this, because I really, pray and hope that we do, and I'm sure we will. And it's going to be better. I've just got this feeling that things are going to be different, definitely going to be different. But things will be better. And I think if as a community of musicians and artists can get together and really provide for each other and look out for each other, this will be hopefully almost like one would say a renaissance, a whole new change, a new attitude. And with all that will be, new bands, new music, new art, new ideas. And I'm just really excited about it.
Man, such a great message of positivity. I love that, walking out and saying hello to people, looking up, not looking down. You push out this positive energy, and you will get it back. And it's such a great message. Thank you again, man. You have been an awesome guest. I've thoroughly enjoyed our chat.
Thank you.
Don't forget, everyone, jump on the socials, support Louie, support his new projects. I know that
the Rude Astronauts Club. The Rude Astronauts
Club playing.
That's exactly what you're going to get. You give a name, that's what you're going to get.
I'm going to start up a club called Uranus, so you can come and play at Uranus, okay? The astronauts on Uranus, okay? You have been amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Live from the Lockdown Lounge, brought to you by Cranbourne Music. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Louie. We hope to see you on Tuesday night with Christian. Have a great Saturday night. Good night.